All right, so we're moving on now to a pour for an urban chestnut where we've cut the bottom off of a bottle. A little bit more difficult to do because it's a really, really thick bottle. So it took a little bit of extra work to get that bottom off. So we've got this glass that I'm personally not in love with, but obviously it's for the brand. It is very specific to kind of a traditional German beer hall glass. It has tons of facets. It's a mug. It's got the big handle. Now, they've got their logo on the side directly opposite the handle, right? And I'm putting that towards the camera because we want to show that. I know that's going to cause a couple of problems for me when we get into shooting this, because just looking at it, I'm seeing those handles. So we're going to start basically where our light was before. We've moved things around just a little bit to kind of bring that light and back around a little bit more. Let's go ahead and pop one and see where we are. Just on the base. Okay, so you can immediately see what I'm talking about. Those spots both below and above the logo, that's the handle. That's where the handle is pushing in and connecting to the actual glass itself. So hopefully that's going to dissipate when we get liquid going in there, because it's going to be in motion. We're going to see a lot of kind of turbulence in the beer as the beer is pouring into it, but I want to kind of minimize this. My cards I've kept, I want to get a little bit of depth again on those edges. I want them to have some life and some darkness to them, but I know I'm going to have to rig a beer bottle coming in here. So I cut this card down to the height of the top of the glass, of the mug, so that I can get my beer bottle in there easier. I'm going to show you how we've rigged up this bottle. It's a very odd clamp. It's a Matthews clamp, and it's made to go on pipes, and it has a nice stud on it where you can put it into a C-stand, into a knuckle. So we're going to use that because it's going to give me the mouth of the bottle to pour in. There are cheaper ways to do this in terms of rigging it, just using a pony clamp and using that to hold it, but it makes it harder to access, which changes the way the liquid actually flows through the bottle. So we'll probably back up and maybe even show you that too, because there is a big difference. Another thing to note about this bottle, this is a Zwickel bottle. And if we look at it, I think personally this is going to pose some challenges for us, because I'm used to very long neck bottles. So when I'm pouring into it, that liquid is actually kind of funneling down. This is really short. I mean, effectively, that's the neck of it. So I'm kind of interested to see what this does for us on set. So why don't we rig this up? All right. So here's my clamp situation. So we cut the bottom of the Zwickel bottle, right? And I've got this big pipe clamp. And as you can see, this would go on a pipe and you tighten this down. I could easily tighten this and crush this bottle. I just touched it and then lightly gave it a little bit of a tightness. I don't want to over tighten it because I know I'm going to crack it. The stud here is going to go right into the C-stand, and hopefully we're going to be able to adjust this. So Tomas, you want to help me on this? I'm going to open that up. If you'll hold that, let's get it in there. Let's see, hang on. Yeah, that's the right one. Got it? All right, let's rotate it.
This bottle is really loose.
Is it? Ooh. Yee! You hear that cracking?
Yeah.
You nervous yet?
It's better than falling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It's probably too far back, isn't it?
Yeah. Better to check in the camera. That's good. But maybe we go higher, but then we go higher in the stem instead of.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not going higher with this. Is it in enough, you think? Probably.
Yeah, it's good. Maybe just like half an inch higher. Yeah, that's it. Look at me using inches.
I like it. Way to forget the metric system. All right, let's pop it. Let's just kind of see what it looks like. Actually, that's not too bad. Oh, I don't like that label. That's okay. I mean, we might crop that out. So a couple of things I'm doing. I'm intentionally leaving the label on because if I happen to see some of it, I thought I might want it. I actually don't love it. I'm kind of seeing the back of it, so I'm going to try to rotate it a little bit and see if I can hide it. This makes me
Did
really...
it crop here?
Say again? Yeah, I might crop it, but I'm just going to try to rotate this a little bit. What I do like about that clamp, I think it's worth the investment. That may have been $40 or $60. I think it's worth the investment because it has that nice handle that I can just give a little bit of torque to that's going to clamp down on that ever so slightly. The other thing, you saw me tap it a little bit. I kind of put my hand there to catch it just in case, but I wanted to tap it to make sure it's on. I don't want to start to pour and have that thing fall off because then it's going to be a nightmare. I also have exactly one glass. The brand only gave us one glass, so I've got to be really careful with that and make sure I don't break it.
Still showing. Do you want to rotate it a bit more? I did, but if you do more, I think we can. Because the top one.
Rotate this a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. More? Yeah, I think it's fine.
Okay. Does that feel too high? I'm afraid that right now, the light's really not that bad. I mean, it's pretty white, which we're shooting this intentionally on white because this is designed to be stripped out, put onto a clean background. So we've got this on white. It's really not, the mouth is pretty nice. We've got some good light going on in here. I'm a little concerned it's gonna hit a little high.
Yeah, let's lower it.
Well, lower it or let's go out just a slight bit. Gentle and slow. It's way better when you're working with a bottle like this.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to start to test this out. Now, what I've done is I've poured a bunch of beer into a pitcher. The pitcher is going to allow me to have a little bit of a controlled manner in which I actually pour it in there. The other thing we did is we took a wooden spoon and we got out a lot of the effervescence, a lot of the carbonation, because if you pour just a straight fresh beer, it's nothing but a hot mess. Honestly, it's so much carbonation, so many bubbles, you really can't even see the beer. So we wanted to knock some of that out. If we've knocked too much out, we can always add in a fresh beer to kind of mix the two so we get it to the right level. So what do you think?
Let's do it.
Now, on a pour like this, I definitely want an assistant. I definitely want somebody to help me with the process. You could do this on your own if you had a cable trigger or a electronic trigger for your camera that you're firing. You can pull this off yourself, and I have certainly done that, but it's nice to have somebody helping you do this. All right, let's test it out and see what we got.
Yeah, in this case, it's nice to say that it's better on the camera because the computer takes...
The computer, yeah, you know what, that's a very valid point. So, in previous videos, we've talked about how it's nice to fire from the computer because you don't want to touch the camera. Here we're going to do the opposite. There's actually a delay that happens when you fire from the computer. So right now, because this liquid is moving so quickly, we want to actually fire from the camera itself so we can get it as soon as we see it. We're going to start this out, and then we're actually going to switch. Tomas is going to do a bunch of the pouring, and I'm going to do some of the looking. All right, you ready? Let's give this a whirl. Maybe a little slower. We might be getting blacks. I don't know if we're beating our pack.
I think we got. Oh. Actually, it's too hot here. I think
it's way too hot in the background, so we're not getting.
Yeah, but the pouring is good now, right?
Yeah, this is good. That's really beautiful.
Oh, this one.
All right, let's work on our light. So Tomas and I are pretty happy with the way this is flowing. We actually have a good flow coming right out of there, so we're going to be doing a variety of shots, but the background is too hot. It's kind of blowing it out. So what'd you do in the background?
I lowered one stop.
I'm almost wondering if we shouldn't bring that light in closer so we have a bigger gradient, but then knock some power out. So bring it in substantially. Okay. Yeah. That's better. I'd take a good stop out though now. How far did you come in?
2 foot, 2 feet.
How much power did you take out?
Oh, one stop. Even closer?
Not bad. No, no. What are we getting there? You see that?
Yeah.
It's only on that frame. Oh. I don't think the back.
I know what it is. Just
backfire didn't completely fire.
No, I did something in the last photo on the cream.
Yeah.
Cream the foam, so it's doing the.
All right, let's make it happen. Let's do it. Let's take some more shots.
Don't you
want
to power this up a little bit for the label and anything?
No, I want to first see what it is looking like coming through the back, and then we'll do this. Oh, that's good. All right, I don't think, however, that we have enough. Ooh. However, the beer is looking flat, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna take half of this out. I'm gonna put in a good amount of full fresh beer, so then when we pour on top of it, it'll go.
All right.
So
I think you can even try to use fresh beer to pour.
I think that might be too carbonated. Let's try this first and then we'll go to that. So if you look at what we're seeing right now on screen, the beer is actually too flat. We pulled too much of the carbonation out, so it's not giving us enough life on the inside. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull some of the beer out of the mug. I'm gonna put fresh beer in there so it's good and carbonated. Then when I pour that flatter beer on top of it, it's gonna come to life and it's gonna have a good amount of suds and bubbles. I don't, however, want a lot of that carbonation coming through the bottle. I think that is gonna have a stream of beer that isn't as good looking, but I'm willing to try it. So we're gonna give both a look. One thing I can say about beer photography, it's totally messy. Your floor is going to get sticky, your C-stands are going to get sticky. It's just a messy, messy business, but it's still fun. I think that's what I like about it. Let's do this, and I'm going to vac some of it out. I'm actually going to use the vac. The pump. I don't want to do this too much because it can kind of damage the pump, but. All right. You know what? As I always do, I'm changing my mind. I'm gonna put some fresh beer into that partially flattened beer, and now we're gonna see what happens. All right, you ready, Tomas?
Yep.
Okay. The logo is dying on the front, isn't it? Doesn't have enough light. What's the power on that?
5.9.
Let's bring it up a stop. That's starting to get that nice twist. I just want it to be a little bit thicker. Let's bring the light in back in a little bit more and take another 2/3 out. So let's bring it in another.
I want it to be a little bit lower here.
Say again?
I want it to be a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be fine actually. We could try that. Tip it up a little bit. There you go. A little bit more.
More?
Yeah. Okay. And how much did you come in?
Like nothing yet. Just.
Oh, okay. Stay there, I'm just gonna pop it.
Oh yeah, the beer in the mug's way better now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, much, much better. All right, you know what, let's give this a whirl. Let's see what we got.
All right.
So again, it's not an exact science, it's a lot of experimentation. I still, to this day, after all these years, I still experiment, I play. I think every glass, every beer has a different property to it. So they need to be treated differently. And that's just gonna mean that you start with what you know, what you believe is gonna work for this particular image, and then you craft it and refine it and play with it a little bit. All right, let's do this. Ready?
Yeah.
Still not thick enough. Like, see, I like that. That's nicer. I feel like, though, it's a little hot.
Hot?
Yeah, like we're losing tone in there. But maybe, so maybe we should tip. This is nice. And that's really nice down there. Man, I love this. I just want a better pour hitting it.
Bubbles are nice.
Yeah, those bubbles are pretty. You know, mark that. This might be kind of our base. We haven't brought up this front light though, have we?
No, just.
I kind of feel like we need to. This feels like it's a little dark.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
And you want me to lower the back one here?
In terms of height?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Yeah. No, ooh, way too much. Come back up. There you go. All right. Ooh, that could be nice.
Yeah, because then the beer here.
Yeah, it's gonna be like look at that highlight. There's great contrast in there. Look at that highlight. Starting to get that guy showing up. Which, all right. Let me spin this. I'm gonna see if I can affect it. Wrong way, right?
Yeah.
So, before I go too far on this, let me explain that I'm working with dual polarization now. I've got this pan head up above, and I'm starting to get a highlight on the neck that I really don't love. So I'm rotating the polarizer with the entire pan head in order to help minimize, or maybe even completely knock out that highlight. All right, will you hit it again? And again. Yeah. A little of it left. All right, it won't completely go away, will it? Let me try to go a little bit more. Now what will happen, a polarizer won't necessarily kill everything, because remember, I'm cutting through planes, and the neck of this is curved a little bit, so I'm affecting major portions of it, but not eliminating all of it. That's okay. If I get most of it, or I control it in a way that I'm happy with, then the rest can be fixed in post.
Yep.
All right, do we like that?
I do. Do you? Do you like? I just want to know like how the beer here is gonna show up.
Honestly, I think I like a little bit of highlight. I think I've killed too much.
Yeah, I don't mind that highlight because it's the way the place.
I think I'm gonna bring some of it back. That's too much, but that's nice. So which way did it go? I went that way, so we'll go like this. Yeah. So again, what is really the beautiful thing about using dual polarizers, where you have one on your camera and one on your lights, you get to control your highlight. You get to choose exactly what intensity you want by rotating the polarizer. I can put a light in that position and I want it to be there. I don't want to have to move my light to control the highlight. I can actually dial the highlight in and out once I have the light exactly where I want it. That's a fantastic thing. Invest in polarizers. They will change the way they'll change the way you shoot, period. All right, let's do some more. I'm gonna pull some beer out of this guy, and then I wanna be behind the camera and I'm gonna let you pour. Sound cool?
All right, yes. Yes.
Yes, Rob Grimm.
Yes, Rob Grimm, let's do it.
Let's, I need to put a little bit of beer back in here maybe.
No, let's just do it because you kind of have a body already.
We totally have a body already.
So
we like it, so.
As long as you have the...
Let's go ahead and do it. You know what, hang on, because I'm gonna get an apple box and I wanna sit down and look. So, one thing that I really like to do, I like to get at camera level, and I like to look and I like to really see what's going on. I think I'm pretty involved in the entire part of the process. I like pouring, I like testing, I like doing the whole thing, but then when it comes down to it, I want to make sure that I'm behind the camera and I'm making some of those final decisions on when I want to fire. So I'm going to let Tomas do this, and I'm going to get down nice and low. I'm going to be right here, and I'm going to watch. So go ahead and go. More. I think it needs more. Stop. All right, let's pull some out.
I'll do it. Just stay there.
That first one was pretty nice. You know what, Tomas? I think we've brought this light down too low. The gradient's down here. I'm going to tip that back up.
Yeah.
Just a skosh. Pop it. So we made a couple of adjustments, and you're going to notice a difference in the sound. So two things that we did. We did raise up the background in order to make the gradient just a little bit higher because it was a little too low. The other thing is we changed the flash duration on the power packs so that it's shorter. Now remember, flash duration is actually what controls your ability to freeze movement. It's not having a super fast shutter speed. It's the amount of time that the light goes from 0 to full back down to 0 again. That's flash duration, and you want that to be at its absolute minimum. A lot of power packs like these, a lot of Pulse buffs, the Einsteins, there are so many power packs that actually allow you to adjust the flash duration. Another way that you can adjust flash duration without having it on your pack is to move your lights in closer and turn the power down. The less juice you need coming through there to fire the flash tube, the shorter that flash duration. So boop, you want to get that down. If you can get that down to 1/7000th of a second, you're in good shape. And I think that's where we are. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, go. Up, late on that last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. So if we look at these two images that Tomas is pulling up, before we adjusted the flash duration, we're having a little bit of motion blur. It's not awful, there's just a little bit of it. Now as we move to the next image, where we've changed the flash duration, made it much shorter, you can see that the detail is sharper.
Let's check the bubbles here.
Tiny bubbles.
The tiny bubbles, they're really crispy, and right here they're...
All right, where's our last image?
It's the last one, bro.
Do you know why I wanted to know where our last image was? Because I want to see the height of the beer. Because I think I want to start here and then we'll start to fill up. I like the way it's hitting here. I want to get some of that kind of movement right in here. Right. So let's do a deeper, faster pour. Which means you probably need a little bit more beer.
Flat one or fresh one?
Fresh one. Let's do a mix. A little fresh, a little flat. We're gonna have to drink a couple of these when we're done.
Yeah, please. Can we?
As you can tell, we get along pretty well. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go. Dang.
More.
All right, yeah, go.
1, 2, 3, go.
All right, stop. Ooh, ooh, that is looking good. All right, you know what, Tomas? I was gonna say, don't pull out too much. Here's why. So, when we're lower, there's just too much activity. This is kind of gross. So I actually want to start, I want to start where the liquid level is right above the logo.
Okay.
Like that's a little too much activity. So if I get a pour that's coming like that, with this a little higher and that amount of activity in that corner,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real happy. You know what I mean?
Just wait for it, bro. But do you wanna?
We're gonna need to fill it up a little bit. So
Yeah, but it's better to shoot, right? So because maybe we can get something here.
maybe we can get something.
Maybe not.
All right.
Who knows?
All right, you ready?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go.
All right, let it settle. I don't think we got much on that one, bud. No.
It's your fault, Rob.
I was just gonna say you need to pour it faster.
Faster? All right.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, go.
1, 2. Too fast?
That was fast. So keep in mind, I know I'm going to wind up combining images. I'm going to take a body of that glass that has a good amount of liquid in it, and I'm going to combine it with the pour coming out of the bottle itself. And I might take 1 or 2 shots and combine them together to get that kind of turbulence as that flow is actually hitting the body of liquid inside the glass. Let's try it again. All right, so let's kind of split the difference between the last two, where you poured slowly and then poured fast. You ready?
Yeah. Sorry.
Go.
1, 2, 3, go.
Ooh, there it is. Stop. Let's let that settle. And then go again. Ooh, let's do 1 quick pour, okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Good. Ooh. All right.
Oh yeah, that's nice, right?
This is beautiful. Like right now, I can tell you that is my hero glass. I absolutely love what's going on inside of here. We've got this really beautiful quality of light. Like, the glass has all these facets, right? I don't know what you, I guess they're just dimples. It's almost like somebody stuck their thumb in the glass all over the place. So you've got these dimples. We're now starting to get some really nice light kind of coming through those. And if you look here at this section, I love what's going on there. We've got the highlight from the strip box that's helping to give it all kind of shape and a sense of life. You've got that turbulence that's going inside the glass where the liquid is coming in and it's hitting the body of the beer. Now all I need to do is get a shot that I like here to mix the two. That's not bad, but it's not quite thick enough. All right, Tomas, let's do this, because I think we're really close. We're really close. Let's pull out a little liquid.
Yep.
Get it down just above the logo, and then we'll shoot a couple more and see if we can't get a good, let's see if we can't get a good pour. And I think we just need to do like a quick short burst, and let me see if I can just capture it.
Ready?
Okay, yeah, I'm ready. You ready?
Yep.
Go. Nope, let's do it again. Go ahead, leave it where it is. Let's just pour another one. Are you ready? Go. Nope. Take a little out, let's do it again. A lot of it's just trial and error. Repeat, repeat, repeat. So this is exactly why I want to use a beer pump. This is exactly why I don't want to take things off set. I want to be able to do this over and over and over again until I get every component exactly how I like it. Then when I give it to my retoucher, they can stack it together, do the masking, and make a really quick hero shot. If I'm taking this glass off every time, dumping it out, cleaning it, bringing it back, nothing is ever going to line up. This way I've got it all exactly where I need it to be. I take one of those original glasses that was empty and clean. We don't even have to worry about cleaning out the rim right now. We've got that. We've got the body that we like. So all we have to do now is work on this last pour and we're done. You ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go. No, one more burst. I need more of a burst.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, I think it's too much.
No, too much. All right, let's take some out and do it again. It's still pretty. Like if you look in the glass, that might be a contender too. Like Tomas, that's a pretty sweet glass. Like look at what's going on here. You know, like I love the turbulence here, but I also like a little of it coming on that side. Yeah, let's mark that. That's gonna be a, oh, that's pretty. You know what else I really like about beverage photography? I've been doing this for 27 years and I'm still pumped. I'm still excited when I walk up to the screen and I see something that I really like. It's like, ah, it's just juicy. It's fun. I love this. Woo, it's messy, but it's fun. Look at the beer.
That's my fault.
The beer pump. Making a mess. All right, let's go.
2, 3, go.
Keep going.
Oh, sorry. Settle.
Yeah.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, go.
All right. Darn it. Oh, some of these are so close. That's kind of cool. I almost feel like if I combine it with more in here, it's kind of interesting. That's a mess. You know what? That's also really pretty. If we get rid of that and use this and have another one behind it that's kind of overlaid, yep, that could be really nice. Let's mark that one as a possibility. So again, I'm also looking at this in pieces, right? So I'm going through these pours and I'm seeing there are qualities about something that I like. None of them are perfect, but there are qualities about them that I like, and I can blend 2 or 3 together to make a really beautiful kind of enveloping pour. All right, Tomas, you ready?
One more? Yep.
Yeah, one more. All right, let's hit it.
1, 2, 3, go.
All right, do it again. Hang on, let it settle a little bit more. Okay, I'm ready.
1, 2, 3, go.
Woo! Ah, there's some nice stuff in there.
This one's good.
That's not bad either. You know what? Maybe it's combining that with one of the ones that had those.
The edges.
Yeah. Sweet. All right, so I'm actually really happy with where we've wound up with these images. I know I have all the components that I want to create a really beautiful beer pour in post-production. I've got the body of the glass looking exactly how I want it. I've got that turbulence on the inside, and I have 3 or 4 different pours coming out of the bottle that I know I'm gonna like, that I can bleed together to create that kind of perfect pour. Again, giving all that refreshment cue that I want to convey for the brand. The other thing I have is a good bit of the bottle up above. It's nice, it's clean, it's got a good highlight on it, and it's just that little added extra bit. It's not the main focus, it's that pour and that action, but the bottle's still there and we can use as much of it as we want, or we can crop some of it away. So we've done a lot with the beer pours. We've seen beer pours simply on white. We've seen dark beers, light beers, and we've come at them both straight on and up above. And now we have the opportunity to go ahead and put that in post-production and see how that all comes together.